They're being laughed at for betraying you. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, they're being laughed at right now for betraying you. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say, nothing comes good out of doing me wrong. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say nothing comes good out of doing me wrong. And the reason why that is, y'all, is because you are connected, chosen ones, to a divine alliance, which keeps you spiritually protected, okay? And they didn't understand that. See, what they didn't realize is that dealing with you in the wrong ways and with the wrong intentions and within the wrong matters, it was going to cause their world to come down crumbling and crashing. Now, here's the funny thing. Those who they were connected to realized that. Those who they were associated with knew who you were. And those who they were friends and family with understood that you had value. And they looked at them as a fool because they mishandled you. They misused you. And of course, they misjudged you. They didn't know what they were dealing with. You follow what I'm saying? That's like a person who has a gold chain, and maybe the gold chain don't look like a modern gold chain, but let's just say it's worth, I don't know, y'all, $50,000. Just throwing numbers out there. This person may give it away because it don't look like it's worth anything. You follow what I'm saying? And somebody may see it and say, hey, man, I'll take it. How much you going to sell it for? I ain't even going to sell it, man. I'm going to give it to you. And now he's $50,000 richer. Why? Because one person understood the value and the other one did not understand the value. And that's the same thing with yourself. So they're laughing at them because they betrayed the wrong individual. No, you don't want users. No, you don't want people who's putting on a front or just throwing a smile on their faces so they can benefit from you. But at the same time, you don't want to misuse and mishandle the chosen one. And that's yourself. You follow what I'm saying? So now they're being laughed at for betraying you. And so we're going to, unwaver this a little bit more, y'all, and a lot more in depth. However, family, y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. Yes, sir. Not only that, y'all, but y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. How y'all doing, fam? What's going on? What you call it, y'all? Hola, ¿cómo estás? Okay, I'm chilling right now, y'all. I was going to the gym, but I'm gonna hold off, give my body time to recover, okay? Because I've been hitting it hard. I've been doing boxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, just pretty much the whole MMA, scene. You follow what I'm saying? No, I'm not getting ready to do a fight. I just want to have it as a skill set. I've been training for about 5 years. Inconsistently, but if you add up everything, it's been, a good little journey, y'all. But that's what I've been having going on. For breakfast, y'all, I had 2 boiled eggs, salmon, grits with spinach, and some cheese. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, eating healthy sucks, but if you can eat healthy and make it as appealing to your taste buds as possible, do that. But boy, what I tell you, eating healthy sucks. I'm just being honest with y'all. However, y'all, I've been trying to stay distance. I've been trying to stay disciplined so I can, just see my body transform. But that's what's going on with me, y'all. Just a little quick transparency moment. Y'all drop in the comments and let me know what y'all got going on, how you feeling, how your day going, all that jazz, what you ate, all right? But let's get right into this, family. Number one, all right, they had the golden ticket, okay? They had the golden ticket. Reno, what's the golden ticket? The golden ticket is gold. The golden ticket is a pass. The golden ticket is full access. That's the golden ticket. You follow what I'm saying? And most people in today's time don't realize when they have the golden ticket. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say, you had the golden ticket. Let's unwaver this some more, y'all. Anybody watch American Idol, y'all can drop in the comments, let me know, all right? I come up in the era where it was Simon, it was Randy Jackson, and it was some lady, I don't want to disrespect her, but I just can't remember her name. But it was some lady on there, but I come up in that era, right, when it was Ruben Studdard, Fantasia, the whole nine, right? But anyway, I used to watch that show with my grandma, and I used to see people get the golden ticket. The golden ticket allows them to advance to the next level. The golden ticket allows them to elevate. The golden ticket allows them to have full access. You follow what I'm saying? Imagine a person who get the golden ticket for American Idol, throws it away. Well, fool, you don't have access anymore. Well, fool, you're not going to be elevated anymore because you threw away your golden ticket. See, family, you get where I'm going with this? You was the golden ticket for them. It's not to say that you was the end all be all. We all human beings around here. But what I'm saying, y'all, is that you was a great listener. You were compassionate. You brought value. You had things going on. You were an asset and not a liability. Most people in the world, y'all, are liabilities and not assets. I can guarantee you that. It's all about gimme, take what you can do for me. You were the golden ticket because you were not like any of those other women. You were the golden ticket because you were not like any of those other men. You were different. You were special. And they threw away the golden ticket. That's why the people who are closest to them are laughing at them because they betrayed the golden ticket. Come on now. Somebody drop in the comments and say, use your mind. Number 2, it's going to be this right here, y'all. They fell for the misery trap, all right? They fell for the misery trap. Reno, what's the misery trap? The misery trap is some type of captivated hole. That's what I'm going to call it. Some type of captivated hole or some hole of captivity, all right, that is painted and perceived as a safe haven. All right. Yeah. The reason why I say that, y'all, is because when a person has a misery trap, you know that it's only a rabbit hole. However, you cover it up with flowers. You cover it up with chocolate. You cover it up with rainbows and all these different things that looks nice. Right. You follow what I'm saying? What I want y'all to understand is that a lot of people fall for that misery trap. You know, we see it on social media, you know, with certain women who can't stand men. All right. We see it on social media when you have certain men who can't stand women. It's this gender war. People who can't stand anything. OK, they hate everything. A misery trap. You follow what I'm saying? Why? Because misery loves what? Company. I don't care if you see a homeless person on the street. Guess what? You're going to see him have company. I don't care if you see somebody who on drugs. Guess what? You're going to see him have company. Misery always love company. So with that being said, y'all, is that the person who betrayed you, they fell for the misery trap. So for example, let's just take bitter women. All women are not bitter. Please don't get this misconstrued. But within my example, y'all just follow me. You take, for example, a bitter woman and then another woman who's happy. She has a marriage. She's in a relationship. Or maybe she's single, but she don't hate men, right? Well, if she decides to listen to women who can't stand men, if she decides to listen to a podcast that is anti-man, if she decides to fall into the ways of this toxic femininity or this ultra feminism, then guess what? At some point, she's going to fall for the misery trap. Why? Because you got a good man at home. They want you to be miserable. You think what you got ain't good enough. Okay? You have great experiences with men. Your dad is good. All right? You had a good uncle. You had great male figures in your life. If you fall for the misery trap, it's not you going off of your own experiences. You're going off of somebody else's experiences, opinions, and what they think. All right? This goes right back to why they're being laughed at. Okay? Because they betrayed the wrong person. They fell for the misery trap. All right? Somebody drop in the comments and say you fell for it. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say you fell for it. Number 3, it's going to be this right here, y'all. You're going to move on to bigger and better, all right? You're going to move on to bigger and better. One thing that human beings, it could even be a job or organization, one thing that those type of things can't stand is when someone who was connected to them, someone who was associated with them, decides to move on, But not only move on, but go higher, get bigger, get more opportunity. You follow what I'm saying? Get more love, travel more. The point is, y'all, is that a lot of times people want to see you doing good, but not better than them. A lot of times people want to see you doing good with them, but they want to see you doing terrible without them. Okay? And that's not true love. That's not true support. That's not true appreciation. That's not a true friend or family member. Why is it that you only want to see me win, if you want to see me win, while I'm near you or while you can benefit? But whenever I'm by myself, you fear that I'm going to have bigger and better than you. I need y'all to understand something, y'all. You're going to move on to bigger and better, and people are laughing at them because they betrayed you. If you think about Ike and Tina, right? Ike was the one who put Tina on pretty much because, he, according to the movie, he kind of handpicked her. He seen her potential. He pushed her. He was a good guy in the beginning. Okay, and then as time progressed, he became more jealous. He hated the monster he created. And when I say monster, I don't mean that in a bad way, but he kind of opened her up to herself. He introduced her to Tina, and then she took it to another level. And everybody is not ready for your growth. Does that make sense? Everybody is not ready for that beast that's on the inside of you. Everybody is not able to withstand that light that your gift allows to radiate. You follow what I'm saying? Here's the thing, y'all. She moved on to bigger and better, whether that was a bigger and better man. Her career most definitely got even bigger, and her name, expanded. All right. I'm sure. Listen, y'all, I'm 100% positive that Ike's friends laughed at him, that Ike's business people laughed at him, his family laughed at him. Because how is it that you fumble the biggest female artist of that time, of that era? All right. How is it that you betray the biggest artist and female of that era? You get what I'm saying? That's why they laughed at him. All right. But that's the same thing with yourself. Number 4 is going to be this right here, y'all. They lost you. Okay. They lost you. Now, although this may sound cliche, listen, y'all, you can't fumble somebody who was never an asset. Let me say this once again. You can't fumble somebody who was never an asset. All right. So a lot of people like to run with this whole little saying, oh, you fumbled me. Oh, you messed up with me. How did I mess up with you? And how did I fumble you when you were not a benefit to me? When all you did was drain me, when all you did was leave me exhausted, when all you did was hurt me, bring me pain. You follow what I'm saying? But family, they lost you. You know why? Because you were an asset to their lives. Okay? You were an asset to their lives. Like a person who is only taken from somebody or only draining somebody would never be looked at as a person who's beneficial. You follow what I'm saying? Because you make me heavier. You make me more tired. You put more weight on me. All right. It takes more time and energy to deal with you. In other words, they're not a problem solver. They bring problems to the table. They lost you because you solved their problem. Whether that was a love problem, whether that was a money problem, whether that was a loyalty problem, whatever it was, y'all, you solved their problem. Therefore, they lost you because you were an asset. All right. Number 5, family, is going to be this right here, y'all. They're crying and apologizing to the people who helped them lose you. Let me say it once again, y'all. Louder for my chosen ones in the back. They're crying and apologizing to the people who helped them lose you. Okay? Y'all, it's so funny to me when people just start when people be crying and apologizing to the very individuals who said that was a bad man, that was a bad woman, that was a bad person, that was a bad job, right? Like, they are the ones who encourage you to move forward. They are the ones who encourage you to stop dealing with them. They are the ones who encourage you to leave your happy situation. Okay? And now that they've betrayed you for them, They went right back to that same group of individuals, organization, job, whoever it was, y'all, and they laughing right in their face. Laughing in their face. Because they can't believe that they allowed them to trick them out of their position. I know a lot of ladies gonna be mad at me, but I gotta say this. The movie Acrimony is a perfect example. When Taraji P. Henson went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because this man had became successful. And again, I know they're gonna say, well, Reno, he cheated in the beginning. He was a teenager. All right, that's what kids do. Kids make mistakes. But this movie is one of the most, one of the highest debatable movies of Tyler Perry's, arsenal. I'm telling y'all, it's very, very debatable. However, y'all, what we can't take away from that man is that he got the deed back. He got the deed back to the house. He paid her all the money back times 10, 20, okay? And he just pretty much replenished everything. The only thing she can't get back is her time. And that, I understand that. That's extremely important, okay? However, he tried to stay with her. He tried to, all right? He tried to stay with her. She let her family get in her head, and that was it. That was all she wrote. She said, no, I don't want you. He begged. He said, please don't do this. She said, no. I'm talking about with a hard no. Like one of those no's where you like, I almost feel like somebody hit you. Yeah. And he became successful, and now she wanted them back. And she went back to her family, pretty much crying and apologizing, and couldn't believe that she allowed them to trick her out of her position. The point is, y'all, is that people will laugh at you. The same ones who encouraged you to get out that situation will be the same ones who laugh at you because they know you had a great situation. That's the same thing that's going on with yourself, y'all. They are being laughed at for betraying you. The very people who told them to leave, the very people who told them to cheat, the very people who told them to lie, the very people who told them to steal, the very people who told them that they were worth more than you, are now laughing at them because they know that they tricked them out of a good situation, a great situation rather, right? But with that being said, y'all, that's going to conclude this video. We'll do a recap and we'll get up out of here. But number one, y'all, they had the golden ticket. Number two, they fell for the misery trap. Number three, you're going to move on to bigger and better. Number four, they lost you. And number five, y'all, they're crying and apologizing to the people who helped them lose you. If they didn't care then, what make you think they care now? Y'all already know how we do. Get you a Yes Sir t-shirt, Yes Sir hoodie, book a one-on-one session with your boy. Check out any one of my books, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.